You're just tracing this arbitrary idea of more confidence. Well, baby girl, what if you achieve that 2 levels back? And now you're just like on your 3rd level of inconfidence crease. You need to celebrate those 2 levels. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Shaylin. Welcome back if you are returning and welcome in if you're new. I know you can see by the title, how to know if you're successful. Well, how do you know if you're successful if you haven't measured what success looks like to you? Like, success is such a broad term, and how can you celebrate it if you don't know what success looks like by your definition? I mean, I think generally we all, associate success with having like 500K in the bank, nice car, nice house, you're successful. But what if your definition of success is being more confident, starting a business, getting your first few clients, improving your health, working with a coach? What if these are your goals and in your mind, you kind of have an idea, but there's also this very just solid image of success in your head? Well, you're on this long journey and you don't even realize that you are making progress towards your goals. You feel like you're so far away because you're using someone else's definition of success. And I really feel like I know this from personal experience because, well, I started my journey very young. I think it's been like 5 years now. I remember it started right before I turned 18 because I was so ready just to, open an account in my name, become independent. I had a job by then. I was doing all this stuff. I was even trading in the markets at 18 because I remember I had to open a brokerage account. Like, I was doing all these things. So my journey is very long. And it wasn't until really these past few years that I really congratulated myself on everything that I have achieved in my life thus far. Huge accomplishments, because I took the time to slow down and realized what success meant to me. I am successful right now by my freaking definition. And that happened last year. I am literally successful by the definition that I laid out those years ago. That realization and just that power is incomparable. So that's why I knew I had to bring this video to y'all, because I want you guys to also, have that confidence boost. I want you guys to also have that awareness that you may be successful by your definition right now, and that's so powerful. It literally has to be measurable. So say I have a client and she wants to increase confidence. Well, the first step that we're going to do before we even enter, the coaching container is define what more confidence looks like to her. Does more confidence look like, oh, you're able to approach people? Maybe you're able to speak to a lot of people. Maybe confidence means that you have better thoughts about yourself, or that you think more positive thoughts than negative thoughts about yourself. Maybe confidence to you means your self-image and how you think of yourself. Confidence may look like being able to put yourself out there, or being able to consistently show up online and be seen. These are all different benchmarks, and these are all different, views of what more confidence can look like to any one person. So how do you know if you aren't already more confident? Say that has been a goal of yours for a year. How do you know if you haven't already achieved it? You're just tracing this arbitrary, idea of more confidence. Well, baby girl, what if you achieve that 2 levels back? And now you're just on your 3rd level of inconfidence crease. You need to celebrate those 2 levels, because that's gonna really open your eyes. You did the work regardless, but where's the celebration? And I think we have to remember what we're really striving for here. It's not really the thing, it's the feeling of success, the feeling of, setting an intention and then reaching your goal. It's the feeling that we're chasing. So why don't you already celebrate the small wins? Why don't you already get a taste of that success? Why don't you already acknowledge the success that you've already had? That feeling that I got when I realized that right now I am successful. For me, just that realization, it allowed me to feel settled within myself. It allowed my nervous system to calm down. It allowed my mind to slow. And it allowed me to surrender, because I realized that I'm not doing all this in vain, that I have, been able to achieve my goals, and that, I can relax, and that I am seeing progress. I don't know if it's the same for you, but that's how it is for me. I get anxious when I'm stagnant. So if I don't acknowledge my progress, then I'm always in a state of anxiousness, of doing more, doing things that may not even benefit me, but I just like the idea of staying busy. So that was just transformational for me. And the reason that we can go so long without realizing this is because as we progress, we're always, as we start inching closer to what we feel like we want, we always bump it up. We're like, oh my gosh, if I can do this, then I can do that. So we don't realize that we're raising our floor every time we elevate. So when we look down, we see the floor, and we're like, oh my gosh, the floor is still right there. But what we're doing is we're incrementally moving up. So we look up and we see the sky's the limit, but we don't acknowledge that we are 10,000 feet above where we started. So I think it's an amazing mindset to have, where you're constantly developing, you're constantly striving for new things. And dually, that comes with celebrating the progress that you've already made. I mean, it's fun. It's amazing. It's empowering to realize that you have the power to change your life. So just, disregarding the progress that you've already made, disregarding all the energy, all the time and the effort that you've already spent, I mean, that's almost sad. I would be discouraged too if I was trying to reach my goals. So I'm not here to, give you more information. I'm here to activate. I'm here to bring awareness to certain situations. So what I need you to do is to, define, if you can mentally, go back and define what more success looks like for you, and see if you've already achieved that. And then from this point on, ensure that whenever you have these general things like freedom, love, romance, what does more romance look like to you? If you want more romance in your relationship and that's your goal, define romance. What does more romance look like? If you want to be a better mother, what does being a better mother look like? Or else you're going to spend your whole entire life you're going to spend 18 years of your life trying to be a better mother, but what does that mean? You're just going to keep striving after it if you don't actually know what being a better mother is. So start by defining these goals, y'all, so that we can celebrate them when they come. And that is all that I have for this video. Again, it's about activation, it's about awareness, not more information. There's millions and billions of videos, but awareness is the thing that's going to actually create change in your life, because we have to realize it's the feelings that we're chasing associated with that goal. So yeah, give yourself some credit, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.